Yeah, sure.
I would.
She won the PokeCon is like an annual thing here in Norway. We were there for the first time last year, and Arita was there signing cards. And
that's awesome.
so Nas has organized that, the Norwegian guy, and he invited me there, and we actually had a dinner with Arita afterwards and so forth. I think I posted a picture of that. So that was quite cool. But there was a drawing contest, and my daughter entered, and she was there with me, and she won. They made a special Pokemon card, and she got a medal, and she got a diploma. So she was quite proud. So that's good idea. I'll make sure I'll post that. So it was actually she that got me into Pokemon. So
no kidding.
No
kidding. So
yeah,
somebody's ringing my doorbell. So you said in 2008 on your channel, it says 2008 you started.
Yeah. So back in 2008, she was in primary school, and she was about 6 years old. She came back one day from school, and Daddy, you got to see this. And she showed me some Pokemon cards she's traded or got from some friends at school. Really worn out cards. I still have them, so they're floating around here.
There's
in a box. Purpose. Yeah. So she came back. She was like 6 years old, and the funny thing is, I've been like a computer gamer since Commodore 64. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. That was like a computer back in the 80s. So I was in a huge community back then where we kind of cracked or hacked those games, and we swapped them worldwide and so forth. And I've been into consoles, and I played Pokemon, and I also back in 2000 I was an expat living in Tokyo, but I have never seen any Pokemon cards until that day when she got back from school, and I took her to the store. We bought some packs. And that was when I think Legends Awaken was a new set, but they also had Majestic Dawn and some of it was Diamond Pearl era back then.
Yes.
And it just started from there, and then I started buying some packs myself. I also collected like football cards, soccer cards when I was a kid.
Yes.
I collected stamps and coins, and I've been collecting comic books. I've been a collector all my life, really, and I got kind of hooked, to be honest.
What was it about it?
Yeah, that's and I remember the first hit I got was the Leafeon, the Level X card from
yes,
from Majestic Dawn. Because I didn't have a clue about Pokemon cards. They were like similar to me, but then I pulled a card with a silver board. What is this? And that really got me hooked, because those silver board cards stands out. They're quite kind of different, and they're more catchy in a way, if you know what I mean. So
of course.
And it kind of rolled on from there. We bought more packs. We went to the release party of Stormfront, and I tried to get her to play the game and so forth, but she was not really interested in that. So we went the collecting route, so to speak. And then Stormfront was the last set from the DP kind of era. Then Platinum came out,
right?
And well, prior to Platinum coming out, I bought some boxes and popped them, and started buying binders and collecting. It's so I figured out it's fairly difficult to buy loose cards to complete the set, or time consuming. So from Platinum onwards, I started buying cases. Actually, a case is 6 booster boxes. So
I'm an investor in cases myself.
Yeah, so I popped. So the first case I bought, I popped all the boxes. But when you have a fresh case, the first box is the best one, because you have none of the cards. You can just fill all the slots in the binder.
Sure.
And you get some hits. On the second box, you get you fill some gaps, and you get some more reverses. On the third box, you start getting doubles of reverses. On the fourth box, you maybe get 1 card or 2 cards you don't have. And box 5 and 6, I mean, it's so I started keeping a couple of the boxes from
the cases.
Yeah, from the cases on the next couple of sets, or from there onwards. So,
From
so those
Diamond
are
and
the
Pearl
boxes I
onwards?
have in my shelves. Yeah, for Supreme Victors and Rising Rivals and Arceus and so forth.
So that's how you've come to collect the sealed product.
Yeah,
Your idea was buy a case, complete the set with opening
yeah.
the first 1, 2, or 3 booster boxes.
Well, you can say back in 28, 29, I didn't really have a strategy, but I'm first and foremost a binder collector.
Hmm.
That's my passion. That's what I like, to complete the sets and hold the cards in my hand. And I'm not really a PSA type of guy. I
Okay.
like to hold the cards in my hand, look at them, put them in the binder and complete the binder. So I just completed Hidden Fates like a few months ago, and that was a great feeling.
I'm working on it myself. I have a
Yeah.
long way to go. But
So I figured out, as I said, with the last couple of boxes in the case, it was kind of waste to open them. So I kind of kept them. I thought they were cool to have on the shelf, and then I started getting more into things, buying on eBay, and back then, who was on the YouTube, that was like TCA Gaming and
yeah,
Primetime Pokemon, and there was a Rummy Meister or something, or yeah, there was a few out there, but not many. But and I was not a part of any community really until last year. So I've been collecting in the shadows by myself.
your channel's 6 months old.
Yeah, so I met Nas and those guys last year, just prior to the PokeCon in September. Prior to that, I've been kind of on my own. The thing with Pokemon is, I have three daughters, a big family, and quite active work, stressful job. So Pokemon really, when I go into the Pokemon modus, I just disconnect from everything else, and it's my own little bubble where I can do my thing.
Yeah.
It's quite relaxing to have something to, like a hobby on the side of everything else. That's just your thing, right? So I've been doing that since 28, and then I met these guys in Norway, and I slowly came on board on Facebook and Instagram, and the last year has been like a roller coaster. It's going so
It's like
fast.
seeing the value. You must look at the value of some of these sealed booster boxes.
Sure, I do.
When did you know that what you were doing had significance and there was a lot of value in your collection? Was there a
So
moment
your first
like that?
question, the big moments, was that was really when I discovered what the value of this stuff were. That was last year, and I've been collecting kind of on and off. So I did the case thing. I did the case thing up until Call of Legends, and then Black and White started coming out in Japan. So I totally switched over to buying Japanese booster boxes. So I didn't really buy any English Black and White things whatsoever. I just bought Japanese and opened, and from 28 till like the end of 213, that's where I bought most of my EX and WotC stuff, all the boxes. Because I
Yes.
started really with my job and everything. I don't really have too much time to spend on this. So I figured it's better, instead of completing the sets, it's better to buy the boxes, store them, and open them later.
Yeah.
So that was that strategy. And then Pokemon Go came out in like 2016. So I didn't do really anything for 214, 15, and 16 whatsoever. I regret that now, because I should have picked up much more than I actually did.
Like Flashfire.
But yeah, yeah, but you could when I bought my EX boxes, I picked them up for like 100, $200, and Skyreach was like $300, and
Which one?
Legendary
Skyridge?
Skyreach. I bought that from Troll and Toad
Yeah.
for $300. I have an order where I bought Skyreach and Legendary Collections for like $600, something, with some binders, empty binders. So, but then Pokemon Go came out, and I started playing that quite intensely that summer of 2016.
Yeah.
And I went to Florida on vacation, and I bought like Steam Siege, like see. So I started. I came back strong late to 18, early 19, and I started buying up my holes, my gaps in my collection.
Mm,
So I bought an expedition box, which I didn't have, for like 4K.
yeah.
Early last year, I bought. I bought a few other ones. I don't remember exactly which ones.
What's
Uh,
what's the
but
end goal for you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the end goal is to get all the boxes for sure, and complete all the. I'm not the like this David Person guy. I'm not the master set collector. I'm just a full set collector. So I like to complete the set.
So not the reverses, you mean?
Yeah, including reverses, anything you can pull from a booster box.
Okay.
So that's my goal, and then maybe I can add on a few pre-release cards in. But I'm not too.
Oh, so when you say master set, you mean not the pre-release, not the promos that go
Yeah.
with the set, like that sort of thing?
Yeah, a master set is defined, as I understand it, like anything you can pull from a booster box
Yep.
and everything else.
Oh.
So everything you get from deck box variants, pre-release cards, stamped cards, anything else.
Yeah.
So
That seems crazy to me.
oh yeah,
That's a little too much.
it's too much. But so my goal is to complete all the sets from anything you can pull from a booster box.
Yes.
And that's about if you I think English it's 25,000 cards or something.
Mm.
So I'm probably 65% complete on that. So I have quite a few. You can see the background here if I do.
Yeah.
You see the binders there?
Yeah, on the yellow ones and then the ones right above that.
Yeah, so there's even more of some black ones.
Oh yeah, I see that too. So are those all different sets?
Those are all different sets, yeah.
And what does that range from? All the way
From
base?
from base all the way up to Sun and Moon. I haven't opened. I have a couple of cases of Sword and Shield lying here, but I haven't opened those yet.
Yeah. So, when you're trying to complete a set, do you buy cards that you're missing on eBay, or do you try to open them all yourself, like as best you can?
I prefer to have them packed fresh.
Yeah.
So I like to, at least the modern stuff. I really want. I buy a case. I pop 4 boxes, and if there are a few gaps up, I fill them in by buying the missing cards. Today there are so many secret rares. So
Oh my gosh,
by
tell me
opening
about
a case, you don't get all the hyper rares and so forth. But you can easily pick those up for like 10, $20.
Yeah, they're not that expensive, right?
Nope.
I mean, unless we're talking about the Charizard Hyper Rare and from Burning Shadows. Do you have, by the way?
I don't have the Burning Shadows Charizard, but I have the Hidden Fates.
Yep. Yep, same here. I actually was so lucky to pull 2 of them in my time. So.
Oh, you pulled them yourself?
Yeah, I pulled two of them. I can pull them out in a bit if we want to show off some cards.
Like to see that.
Yeah, no, I'll be right back. It's actually yeah, I got all of them pretty organized.